Hello students, the online class. Today we'll discuss about the religious beliefs and economic condition of the Vedic period. First we'll discuss religious belief. Vedic gods from oldest collection of the text, the Vedas, between 1500 to 1000 BC. Indra, their god, Agni, that is fire, key to rituals, Surya, the sun, one of several elemental god. The people in the Vedic age worshipped forces of nature. They personified these natural forces and looked upon them as living beings to whom they gave human or animal attributes. A large number of gods are mentioned in the Rig Veda. The most important among these gods was Indra, I told you, to whom 250 hymns are devoted in the Rig Veda. Or breaker of forts. And Jitendra, he is considered as the rain god who is responsible for bringing rainfall. Second position is held by Agni, the fire god. He is regarded as an intermediary between gods and man, for he consumes the sacrificial offerings and carries them to the gods in the form of smoke. The third position is occupied by Varuna, the god of waters, clouds, oceans, and rivers. He determines the path for all stars in heaven. Varuna is regarded as the upholder of natural or cosmic order. There are many other Vedic gods like Vayu, the god of wind, Surya, sun god, Yama, lord of the dead, Rudra, god of storms, etc. Some goddesses were also worshipped. The most important female goddess was Usha, the goddess of dawn. The other important female deities were Prithvi, the personification of the earth, Aditi, the great mother of gods, Ratri, the Aranyani, the lady of the forest, Disana, the goddess of vegetation. However, in the later Vedic, Prajapati, the creator or the Brahma, became the supreme god, and Indra and Agni lost their former significance. Vishnu came to be regarded as the preserver and protector of, and Shiva as destroyer of the universe. Then sacrifices and rituals. With religious evolution, simplicity of nature, worship was lost. Ritual and sacrifices, that is, yajnas, became a daily routine. Besides the yajnas performed by kings, the common people performed small yajnas during which milk, ghee, grains, and fruits were offered to the deities. The rich people conducted bigger sacrifices During such yajnas, Purohits received gold, expensive clothes, and large number of as gift, that is dakshina. Giving dakshina was also a ritual and a pious duty. Ritualism had gained strong roots, and even a small deviation while performing certain worship was considered a sin. Next, new doctrines. The Brahmins were responsible for bringing about many innovations and evolving new doctrines. More emphasis was laid on penance called tapasya, which became ritualistic. Doctrines included the doctrine of karma, that is action, dharma, the duty, and moksha, salvation. The belief in rebirth gained roots. Consequently, all these innovations strengthened the position of Brahmins. Brahmins were said to have divine powers. No ritual or religious celebrations would commence without the presence of the Brahmins. Then economic condition of the Rig Vedic age. Economic in the Vedic period was sustained by a combination of pastoralism and agriculture. There are references in the Rig Veda to the leveling of fields and storage of grains and in large jars. Agriculture dominated the economic activity along the Ganges Valley during this period. The transition of Vedic society from semi-nomadic life to settled agriculture in the later Vedic age led to an increase in trade and competition for resources. Agriculture dominated the economic activities along the Ganges Valley during this period. Agricultural operations grew in complexity and usage of iron implements, Krishna ayas or Syama ayas, literally black metal or dark metal increased. Crops of wheat, rice, and barley were cultivated. Surplus production helped to support the centralized kingdom. New crafts and occupations such as carpentry, leatherwork, tanning, pottery, astrology, jewelry, dyeing, and wine making arose. Apart from copper, bronze, and gold, later Vedic texts also mention tin, lead, and silver. They uses bulls while plowing, and crafts occupation like pottery, making, weaving, carpentry, metalworking, leatherworking, blacksmiths works with only copper called ayas. I told you before. Later period when iron came to use, copper, lohit ayas and iron, syam ayas. In some Rig Vedic hymns we find gold which was called hiranya. Major changes in the economic took place during later Vedic phase. Importation grew grew during this phase. And the craftsmen mentioned in the Vedic text include leather workers charmakaras, wheelwrights, rathakaras, blacksmith and potters kulala, and carpenters taxan. However, none of these groups were considered as a low status. Weaving seems to have been a domestic craft. Wool obtained from sheep was material. Cotton is not mentioned in this case. Then trade. They were not indifferent to trade and commerce. Barter system, exchange of articles was in vogue. Cow was regarded as the standard of value, that is, value of things in terms of cows. And during the later Vedic phase, agriculture surplus led to trade, ties to markets from which developed towns and cities. Thus, trade became the pivot around which the whole town and city life moved. Although the produced coins, barter system was still dominant in trade with other countries. Occupation. Besides agriculture and trade, other important occupations included crafts in various metals, carpentry, pottery, fishery, etc. Women were engaged in spinning, weaving, knitting, and dyeing. Agriculture. In the agriculture, people knew irrigation. Plough was drawn by oxen. Ploughed land was known as urbara, a khetra. Grains were harvested with sickles. Manure was used. Grains are collectively called yobo and dharnya. Surplus production helped to support the centralized kingdom.